On 8 out of 10 Cats, all the best bits from Joey Essex, Nish Kumar, Catherine Ryan, Ellie Simmons, Fred Sirius, Sarah Pascoe, Craig Rebel Horwood, Joe Lysett, Kate Humble, Jamie Lang, David O'Doherty, Tiff Stevenson, Tom Davis, Denise Van Outen, Sam Simmons, Jessica Knappett, Tom Allen, and their team captain, Aisling B. And facing them tonight, Melanie C., Joe Wilkinson, Rasheen Conity, Rick Edwards, Paisley Billings, Thomas Turgoose, Gabby Logan, Alex Brooker, Michelle Wolf, Dane Baptiste, Alex Jones, Jermaine Jennis, Kathy Newman, Jade Adams, Chris Kamara, James Aircaster, and their team captain, Rob Beckett. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats More Best Bits, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics, and more of the best bits from the last series. Did you know, for example, 15% of people say carbon monoxide detectors are too expensive? Yeah, I love my kids, but not 12 quid's worth. A recent study revealed Taiwan is the best country in the world for expats. My auntie is now an expat. He calls himself Chris, never been happier. And 85% of women wash their hands after going to the toilet. Why are you washing your hands, ladies? Surely what you should be washing is your bum and your fanny. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. Tonight, it's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Rob's team.
Well, it's got to be the old Donald Trump. I feel sorry for Donalds. Just Donalds in the world. Just a normal man called Donald now. It's going to be the new Adolf.
I like that you think that it was the Adolfs in the 1930s that really had it hard.
Do you know what really depresses me is that following @POTUS, which is the word for President of the United States, on Twitter is so lovely and life-affirming because Obama's been running the Twitter. So now Donald Trump is going to take over the Twitter account. Can you imagine, like, the tweets are going to go from just had a really positive meeting with Iran to I think Miss Southern California is a whore, hashtag women are whores. It's just... And then Melania Trump is going to be taking over Michelle Obama's one, but then she'll just copy and paste all her old tweets.
It's Melania who I worry about, because she must be looking at the Oval Office going, another room that I've got to pretend to come in.
He's just not qualified for the job, is he? It's the most important job in the world. He's not qualified for it, but he must be so stressed about it. Like, when I worked in an office, I'd panic if they made me change the tone on the photocopier. Like, he's got to go and do world things.
He's not the least qualified person for the job, Rob. That's clearly you. He's got to do world things now.
You can sort of imagine him saying that, though.
Yeah.
You can imagine him saying, I've got to do world things.
He's also teetotal. Imagine his policies after a couple of Carlins.
Is that true? He doesn't drink?
No, don't drink.
What?
Imagine what he'll do after a tequila. Well, he's not going to drink that. After...
Thomas, what do you make of Donald Trump?
The whole Donald Trump thing, I don't know, it's a weird one for me because, I mean, I'm a 23-year-old lad, so, I mean, 24 actually, shit, I'm getting old. I mean, it don't really affect my day-to-day life. I mean, I just play Xbox all day and then go to the pub at night. So unless he shuts down Witherspoons, he can do what he wants. That's what I
What do you think, Joe? Do you think he'd make a good President Trump?
He's saying stupid things. Like, he said he wants to build a wall, doesn't he? Wants to build a wall around Mexico, and then he wants the Mexicans to build it. And I thought, well, if I was Mexican, I'd just build it really low. Or pop a door in it.
Pop a door in it, yeah. Pop a door in it. Nick, what do you make of Donald Trump being
Well,
elected
listen,
president?
Jimmy, I had a feeling you might ask us about this. Now, this is a very emotive subject. People are getting very het up. So I thought I would prepare a statement just so that I could express myself in as clear-headed a way as possible about the US election results.
Excellent.
I've got a similar mouth to Trump. I noticed the other day. I'm not proud of it. Don't you dare go close up. But I've got a bit. I talk similar mouth.
Yeah, you do.
to Trump.
Do that and say it's going to be a beautiful wall.
It's going to be a beautiful wall.
Trump has called for Nigel Farage to be Britain's ambassador to America. So he like about Farage, but he doesn't care what people think about him. Prick.
What I found quite interesting was people are really worried about his role in America and his burgeoning relationship with Donald Trump. And people are like, oh, God, should we be using Nigel Farage to be in touch with Donald Trump? Yes, the law of the forest is if you come across what you think is a poo in the forest, you don't use your fingers to touch it, you use a shit stick. And Nigel Farage is our shit stick for going in to talk to Donald Trump. That's how he is.
Ashley, what do you think the nation should be talking about?
I mean, I'd say a small idea is probably Strictly Come Dancing.
It has been a very good year for Strictly, hasn't it?
It's been an amazing year. Some really fantastically brilliant celebrities and some awesome judging.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's really the judging I was thinking of. I hadn't noticed the dances.
I think Strictly is being held back by its tired themes. No offense, but like we've seen Halloween, Tess Daly never commits fully. I think it could go political. Like, what about Black History Month? Yes, and you'd have a really hard time being catty about Melvin O'Doom's Paso Doble with the weight of white guilt on your shoulders.
You would do it, Rob, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, mate, yeah. What I'll do is, this is what I'll do, and I don't know if you get annoyed or you find it funny, but I'll just do all the training all week, all the videos of, like, we're learning this new Paso Doble, whatever.
Oh, good, yeah. There's one of them.
One of them, whatever, rumba and all that. I'll pretend doing all the rumba and all that, and then get to it, and then go to dance and just do the Running Man for 3 minutes. Just don't break eye contact with all the judges, like, bang, 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 bang. See how far I get.
Craig, you dance, right? I mean, you're a dancer.
Well, I used to, yeah.
But do you get frustrated that you can never do the show? You can never go, that's shit, I'll show you how this is done.
I would never do this show for love nor money. As a celebrity, the
you would never be on it.
humiliation.
What was your speciality dance? What was your, like, top dance?
Well, tapping, jazz, contemporary.
But there's none of that on Strictly.
What was that one?
There's Charleston. That was my contemporary effort, darling.
I feel like Lady Gaga.
What's the difference between, like, contemporary and mime?
Well, one, darling, is set to music.
I'm sorry, I'm going to get myself out of here. No, backwards in the road.
Didn't you have to do Did you have to do those things in drama school? That's why she's so good at it.
Yes, I did. I used to have to do loads of mime. Like this was when you were wanking off the mime teacher.
If
I ever did Strictly, I would want to go on, but I want to be the only boy to ever be lifted. I'll do
it now.
Do you do it now?
I'll lift you now.
OK.
Let's get out here. Yeah, jump out. You won't be lifted. Yeah.
Yes, man! Right, so just do that. And then over.
Jimmy.
Okay. Go down, ready?
Bruno caused outrage earlier this year by shouting bollocks live on air. Typical Bruno. If he's not concentrating, he often lets a bollock slip out of his mouth.
I love the Paralympics because it's inspirational.
It's bought your house, isn't it?
Not yet, mate. Wait till Tug, yeah? I love it because, we're successful.
But it's like once every 4 years I get to go into a room and I'm not like the weirdest looking one in there. It's like
Is it like, you know, sometimes if you saw like someone with like a prosthetic leg and you was walking, you might wait to hold the door open, where occasionally it might have been, if you're both able-bodied, it's sort of like a 50-50 who's going to open the door. But I don't know, like, is there sort of different levels at the Paralympics of like...
There's a hierarchy, yeah. The blind ones, no one gives a fuck about.
I saw two blind blokes at a train station bump into each other, and one said sorry, and the other went, don't worry about it. I don't know how they worked out who was wrong.
You should see at the village, it's like, for especially blind people, you see a visually impaired person, like, all just, like, holding each other, like, guiding each other.
Who's at the front?
A visually impaired person.
Oh. I mean, are they still there?
The village is brilliant, isn't it? It's like someone's got one of us wet and we've multiplied. Everywhere you look, there's so many disabled people.
I bet the parking spaces are rammed.
They've only changed the shape of Toblerones.
What? This is genuinely upset an awful lot of people.
Upset, so, I mean, I couldn't believe the reaction over it. Though I'm partial to a Toblerone because when I go on holidays, I don't really tan, and so when I come back, I've no way of showing people that I've been away. So what I do is I took a little Toblerone under my arm, and then people are like, oh, have you been away?
Here's the new and the old Toblerone. Take a look. I'll pass that over.
Yeah.
Oh, no. There you go, have a look. So that's the new one, that's the old one. So they've basically taken out one of the triangles.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like the stinger on Police Camera Action.
This was always my favourite thing. This was always my, like, oh, what?
Are you getting the whole...
And was really popular at secondary school.
That's it.
What are you saying?
I love it, yeah.
What are you saying?
I mean, the thing is, though, like, if they're starting now a Toblerone, where does it end? Do you know what I mean? Curly whirlies? Are they just going to be whirlies? Do you know what I mean? After 8s, after 4s, if they're just going to keep cutting it.
Why people care? It's chocolate, who cares, man?
It starts with the small things. We don't care about chocolate, don't care about Marmite. Next thing, Trump's in.
I've got an interesting fact about X Factor that I found out. This genuine fact, if you're sitting in the audience of X Factor, you can't actually sit there with a crossbow.
In the studio?
No, I said to the fella, I said, what am I going to do with it then, mate? I take it everywhere. They hardly let me in, bring it in here. But, you know, you do what you can.
Doesn't look very modern.
I've had it years, mate. I've had it since I was a kid.
Have you any arrows, Joe, or is it just the crossbow?
Yeah, they took them off me.
Yeah.
Mel, would you ever be a judge on one of those things?
I was a judge on Asia's Got Talent.
And do they?
What was the best thing you saw? What was the best talent?
My favourite act was Japanese comedy act. I think there was about 4 or 5 of them, and it was quite like visual comedy. And one of them peeled a banana with his arse cheeks.
Yes. Yes.
Superb. I'm doing it now.
Did you just see the banana afterwards?
Yeah.
Or did you see the banana going in?
You see the banana, the bum.
Yeah.
You see the banana and the bum?
wriggle, and then the peeled banana fall to the stage.
Oh, he must have had a little
it sounds like he had one tucked up there.
He clearly got it.
Roisin, I don't even want to ask, because I'm very fond of you. Could you eat a little bit less chocolate on the show? You know, because you're on telly, you've had half a Toblerone now. I feel you've just eaten half a Toblerone, so I don't want to be a dick.
You can't. You've got to chew it.
Sorry.
Eat as much as you want, but just please chew it.
If you are going to defend your decision to eat half a Toblerone, have swallowed it before you start defending. Well, you can't just put half a Toblerone for me.
When she can't speak, her eyes get bigger. That's like my drug. It's like catnip, but like Roisin nip. No, I just get that.
Paisley, would you go out with Prince Harry?
Do you know what? I once had a rumoured romance with Prince Harry.
You once had a what?
Right, I started the rumour and he didn't know about it, but... When I lived in New York... OK, so when I lived in New York, and people realised I was British, they'd be like, oh my God, do you know the Queen? I'd be like, no, but I used to go raving with Prince Harry, and they'd believe me. They'd be like, oh, have you got pictures? And I'd be like, oh, do you know what? Like, because of his security, like, they don't want pictures of him getting too pissed and all that. We had to give our phones to security, and we get them back at the end of the night, and they fully believed it. So yeah, me and Harry were together for a couple of weeks.
Well, it's easy for him to pull, isn't it? Well, because he's got a good chat line, he can say, do you want to be a princess? And, you know, that's
you've got a good chat line.
I've got loads of good.
Get in the van.
Yeah. I do have really good chat lines.
Go on then, Joe. Throw me a few.
All right. They're quite corny, but they always work. Did you just fall from heaven because you got a massive bruise on the side of your temple?
Yeah, OK.
My sort of go-to one, though, is if I told you you had a sexy body, would you let me have a go on your mobility scooter?
Ashley team, who do you think the nation should be talking about in 2016?
It must be ye olde May. Theresa May. She got in because absolutely no one else was around, basically. It was kind of like the award that goes to, like, the kid who's always at school for, like, best attendance. You know, it's got 5 crayons up its nose half the time, but it's like, well, he was here all the time.
So she's basically the new Prime Minister that's been put in charge after Brexit.
Yeah.
And that is a tough job. It's like being made the captain of the Titanic after it hit an iceberg.
You can just replace your leaders. Anytime.
Yeah, you want to hear more?
Yeah. It seems like an interesting idea.
well, I mean, before you replace them, basically one of them's got to do something terrible.
I have confidence in that, yeah.
She's had a bit of criticism to Theresa May, though. She was called the submarine by Cameron because
Goes down.
Well, no, she disappeared.
Sorry, but no, it's fine. Yeah, you book an Australian, it's going to happen.
It is, though, isn't it?
No, it's because she wasn't around. Like when there was the EU referendum, she kept on disappearing. That's right. But she's got an impossible position, right? Because she wanted to remain. Now she's in charge of a government that wants to leave, right? So it's like slagging your brother's missus off, right? And then when they break up, and then they get back together. And you've got to try and claw it back up. Yeah, right. She's not a dickhead. She's just feisty.
You know, the only person who stood their ground the entire time was Nicola Sturgeon. She's amazing. She came out in Parliament, she said, I'm not going to go back on what I said because it was awful at the time and that wouldn't be the sort of person I am. That's what we need running this country. A good Scottish woman. Every time she speaks, it's amazing. I feel like she's on the top of a hill with, like, all kilt, no knickers. Just, like, giving birth to a bagpipe, not a tear in her eye. Just going, you can take the piss, you can grab our pussies, but you'll never take our freedom.
Chris Kamara, I mean, a whole Brexit thing. Go ahead, I know
I don't know anything about politics. I have to be honest.
I've seen you on Sky. You don't know a lot about football either.
I'm not sure. I'm looking at this politics thing and they're saying left-wingers and right-wingers. Well, I played with a few. And I kicked a few as well.
James, what do you make of this?
Do you know what, Jimmy?
Yes, James.
I will say this, Jimmy Carr. I've imagined this moment for so long that I don't know if it's really happening or not. I normally sit in my room talking to Jimmy, just imagining how well we'd get on and how much he'd laugh at my jokes and look in my eyes while I talk about Brexit and...
Do you want me to take this off, make it more real?
No.
Keep it on.
It's quite a gear shift for me wherever I look because he's got Cammy here, quite a chilled out guy, and then James, complex.
Peas.
If I'm not mistaken, that is the nicest thing that's ever been said about James. Quite complex.
It's the nicest thing that's ever been said about me.
You don't see that very often, do you, Cammy?
I'm doing that every day now. Every time something good happens to me, I'm doing that.
There's a bit of team spirit over here.
I know, you need to...
I'm going to be out of rhythm here.
There you go, Tom. Two to the left,
nice.
two to the right.
Right.
Oh, Tom.
I've got
Right, we're going to go left
This
first for
feels
two,
like going back
right
to the
for
school
two.
disco when everyone was dancing and I was hanging out with the girls. None of the boys wanted to talk to me.
Oh, Tom's so tall. Like, stand up, Tom. Like,
Yeah.
I feel
Tom
like
is, yeah,
Tom
he's,
is so tall.
Bring
like,
on the freak show. Every TV appearance they do it.
I feel
There
bad
he is.
now. Do people do that thing they do to people go, you could be a basketball player?
Yeah, that one comes out a lot.
To girls, they go, you could be a
Or
model.
the anger of people turning around and going, when we lose at rugby, turning around going, you should be fucking out there! I think this is bad. If I was out there, it'd be even worse.
Well, my friend was really tall and people would use him as a place to meet by.
Oh, yeah.
So they'd go, I'm going to go get a drink. I'll meet you back by that tall man over there.
Are you saying Tom's a muster point?
I've had it at festivals. I've literally
really?
been standing next to the dance tent and someone's gone on the phone, you can't miss me. I'm next to the big fella next to the dance tent. I'm next to the dance tent. I'm obliged to stand here now to get fucking Sorry. And the worst thing is you could have actual people come up going, where's Tony? Where's Tony? You should have met me and you. Fucking literally everyone in the fucking place. Terrible.
So those were the most talked about stories of the last year. But in other news, Sir Philip Green was criticised over his handling of the BHS pensions crisis. Sir Philip has a super yacht that he's named Lionheart, and if you're playing along at home, the answer is B, Tiny Penis. The Denver Broncos won this year's Super Bowl. I'm not saying American football is boring, but to liven it up, they had Coldplay perform halfway through. And Cheryl is currently dating Liam Payne. At 33, you could say that Cheryl's old enough to be his mum, but she's from Newcastle, so she's actually old enough to be his nan. That's it for part one. See you after the break. Welcome back to more of the best bits from the last series of 8 out of 10 Cats. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Most people would rather be more attractive than more intelligent. True or false?
What's the point of being intelligent? I'm not, and I've done all right.
What? No, it's just...
Well, you have to pick and choose, innit?
So what do you think, Ashley? Would you rather be better looking or would you rather be more intelligent? What do you think?
Oh, intelligent, because then
More
I would trick people into bed with my keen knowledge of geography.
See what I mean? Though? That's just not good intelligency.
Oh, Joey. Good intelligence.
Trying to get people into bed by being intelligent. Come on, man.
What?
Do you know what I mean?
But do you always go for, like, a woman based on her looks? Do you always just
No.
look at one and go bang tight, or, like, do you actually go for personality?
No, I go for personality.
You're going for intelligence in the women in your life?
Yeah, because then they can help me out. I'd love to be clever. Don't get me wrong. If I had a clever brain, I was born clever. Don't get me wrong, that's
Do you
shit.
know what? It feels like we're in the Wizard of Oz now.
Does it? Has he got a brain? Is he clever?
The Wizard of Oz.
I didn't sit there and study this childhood film and go, yeah, OK, so he ain't got a brain, and he likes bricks.
OK, most people have a strange habit they're embarrassed about. True or false?
I've got a thing I do with a dear mate back in Australia where we walk into urinals and we like we're little boys. So what we do, I could show you.
We definitely do, yeah,
This is
sure.
what we do. We'll go straight to the urinal together and then we'll pull our pants. I'll have to get the mic out, hang on. We pull our pants all the way down like little boys. And we like little boys.
Is that what little boys do?
Yeah, when little boys go to the urinal, they pull your pants all the way down.
In your one pack looks like you've had a shit.
Don't pull it back up. That ruins the illusion. What's the worst thing to do on a first date? Is it talk about an ex or drink too much?
The drinking thing is dangerous because sometimes you sit down and it's on a first date with someone and you're thinking, OK, I don't like him, he's shouting a bit, I don't like his opinion about that, and then you have a glass of wine and you're like, nah.
He seems fine.
we've just opened a hotel, actually. The first date hotel.
What do you mean, a hotel? Like, do you mean so, like, you're encouraging them to have sex on the first date?
No.
Why are you having a hotel?
Because it gives people more opportunity to meet and they have more time to get to know each other.
Do you get girls who on dates go up to you and go,
I'd rather have you?
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh, my God. I'm not surprised.
That's why he does the show.
That's why he got the hotel.
Doing that with his key cards.
I prefer to spend time with my friends' pets than with my friends. Because my friend Karen has a dog that's a King Charles Spaniel, and it gets so excited when it sees me that it vomits on its own face. It's a beautiful image because it goes...
Have you got any pets?
No, I want to get a pet pig.
Cool
Because
idea.
you have to
You
get...
can't just have one, though.
You can't have just one?
They get lonely.
No,
They
they're
get
really
lonely.
Moorish.
They get really, really lonely.
Most people think winning is more important than taking part. True or false?
I mean, it depends on what it is, doesn't it? Because if it's like fighting to the death, it's like, yes, but if it's like having sex, that's not something you want to be like, yeah, I'll win! Like, you know.
Oh, I do. I want to win.
Do you? Yeah.
I think whenever I have sex, I always come first.
That doesn't surprise me.
100%.
Well, if you're paying for it, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you want to get your money's worth.
Chris, I know live TV can be an incredibly exciting thing. Let's take a look at you in action.
Papa Boopa Diop, the man mountain himself, is playing as a striker. And he's got Healy one side of him and Diamante Kamara the other side. Papa Boopa Diop with the header! Yeah, to goal! To goal, Jeff! Is it David Healy's running away? Andy Durto's playing on. Sorry, my monitor's down again. I'm looking over my shoulder. I don't really know the assistant. Hasn't given it. Oh, the assistant hasn't given it, I don't think, Jeff. No, the referee hasn't given either. Don't really know what's happening, Jim. Could be not.
Pretty quiet.
Yeah, I love that.
Did you have a bad neck?
No, my monitor was down, so I had to keep looking at the game because I have to look at the camera.
Yeah, I know you had to keep looking at the game, but you're allowed to move your head and not your entire... It's like... like kangaroo having a fight.
As you know, us TV people are wired for sound and everything, so I was cabled up.
You know we're all wearing microphones now.
Yeah, but
we're all absolutely... That is a bullshit excuse. We're on telly right now and we can all look around without doing a full Chris Kamara. I mean, do you find it scary doing live TV?
No.
No, not at all?
No.
Oh, OK.
Was it more nerve-wracking when you were playing football? Did you ever get nervous then? Did you?
Yeah, especially when you had to get a cross in.
Aisling, have you got a party trick?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very good at hula hooping.
Excellent, OK. Got a hula hoop?
I mean, I say I'm good. I mean...
Come on, let's have it, come on.
Let's see, come on.
Let's have some hula hoop
well,
action.
I just don't want everyone to think of me as a sports person.
I think we'll probably be all right.
Oh, you've... Wait, I don't want Gabby to be like, oh, I'm shitting on her dreams or anything like that.
That's how Britain's Got Talent.
Come on, Ireland. Here we go.
The thing is, though, I don't think I've ever been to a party with enough space to do that.
Hang on, keep it going. We need a big ending.
Okay.
I'll jump down through it.
That is onto the...
Oh, this is definitely going to work.
Oh, God.
Three.
I think the next generation of Paralympics.
That's it for part 2. See you after the break. Welcome back to more of the best bits of the last series of 8 out of 10 Cats. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Most attractive accent. What do you think, Michelle? Because you've got quite a distinctive voice.
Oh, I mean, yeah, this is the sexiest. Can't we? I want to wake up next to this.
like a shrill lion. Good morning! Hey, where'd that boner go? Come on!
Best way to put the spark back into a relationship.
Role play? She rolls over and I play with myself.
Dan, what do you think? Best way to put a spark into a relationship?
I think kidnapping. Let me finish. OK, we all remember the film Taken. OK, Liam Neeson is estranged from his wife. She's found a new man. He's got money, OK? Can provide a future for the daughter. Then she goes missing. He has a certain set of skills, brings the daughter back, wife falls back in love with him. How do you match up against that? You know, I've got money, but did you rescue our daughter from sex traffickers? No, I'm not in the mood, I've got a headache.
Fred, what were you like as a teenager?
A bit wild.
You were wild? Tell me, what was the wildest thing you ever did?
Oh, just partying, you know, we were at catering college, we were at boarding school, and we used to sneak into the school and go and steal food inside the kitchen and have party, come back with lots of camembert and lots of stuff and drink it.
This is honestly, this is the equivalent of me going, I love potatoes. Potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. We stole camembert and we went crazy in catering college.
Your definition of wild is
I was
so
a wild
different.
child. We raided the tuck shop. Wild! OK, top thing that makes you nervous. What do you think?
Vaginas. I'm always a bag of nerves near a vagina. I've never seen anyone totally chilled out by one.
I often feel like if you come out as a gay man and then you're like, yeah, I roughly know what's going on here. Because you know if you go into a house and you see taps and you're like, yeah, I'd taken with it. Like some bits work differently, but ultimately it'll take you 2 seconds and you'll know how to get the water out. But I feel like vaginas are a bit more like hand dryers. You're always like, oh, no, is it? Yeah. I don't know. I'll just do it myself. Just do it myself.
OK, so top thing that makes people nervous.
I flew over from Dublin today on Aer Lingus flight, and you know what's playing? They always play Irish music, Flying Without Wings. Westlife was playing as people boarded the flight. That's fear-induced. That's not flying at all. That's crashing.
Does anything make you nervous, Ellie?
Yeah. Heights.
Heights? Oh. What? You're in luck.
If I go somewhere high and I look down, I think, how do the tall people do it?
So you're scared of heights?
Yeah, I am. If I go up a tree and I look down,
What are you doing up a tree? Honestly, what are you doing up a tree? What are you looking for?
Nuts.
I never had my own room until I went to university.
Oh. Sorry, you went... Right.
I went to Polytechnic,
right,
same
yeah,
thing. But because I got loads of brothers, we've got so many brothers, what we used to do, like, once a month was a pants and socks amnesty. Because basically, you know, there's so many pants and socks knocking about, we used to put them all in the front room and then pair them up and then just take pairs, and there wasn't a row about it.
And that was Christmas?
That was Christmas, yeah.
How many brothers have you got?
I've got 4 brothers. That's a lot of pants and socks.
Oh.
We only had one toilet as well. My dad once, I wanted a wee, and my dad was having a shit, and he said to me, piss between my legs. What's the alternative? Piss in the garden?
Sometimes.
Sink! The sink! The sink!
In the sink?
I'm not doing it in the kitchen. My mum's peeling the potatoes.
James, first impressions. How do you make a good first impression?
I sing I'm James Acaster to the tune of I'm a Survivor by Destiny's Child.
Well, can I hear that, please?
I'm James Acaster, 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 and you are?
What happened to love letters, though? They were.
Emails.
Oh, God.
Love letters were... Do you know, I used to write love letters when I was younger. I used to send love letters and then hand them over at school. I used to do that the whole time.
You went to an all-boys school, didn't you?
I did.
One of the things I usually do is I perform all of Kylie Minogue's dance moves from the past 25 years in a loincloth, or stand at the end of the bed while they're asleep.
I mean, you joke, but that is essentially the milk tray adverts, which they brought back. It's like a man in a cloak with a hat on creeps up in the middle of the night, up your drain pipe, gets in through the window when you're in the bathroom on your own, brushing your teeth or something. Then he goes over to your bed, leaves a box of chocolates, and do you call the police? No, you don't. Because women love sweets! Oh, we're so
No, they do call the police.
Thanks to all our panelists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Plenty more of Jimmy Carr sitting between two teams of comedians to come. David Baddiel's on the new series of Cats does Countdown over on 4 this Friday night at 9, which is also what's coming up next here on More 4, just not quite so brand new.